Bonjour, I'm Mara Lafontan and today we're in Paris discussing the fringe. So, the fringe, there's actually a science behind it. Fringe, bangs, however you want to call it. Everybody is obsessed with it. It's the main French attire you could wear. You've got a fringe, you're basically French. So, I cut mine a year ago. I had one when I was younger, but I made a lot of mistakes with it, styling wise, cutting wise. I cut it myself. Don't do it. Do not do it. So I got my fringe a year ago, and since then we're living in perfect harmony. I've got a few tricks that I'm gonna share with you today, a few secrets. So let's start, shall we? Alright, so the first thing that you have to know is your hair texture. How is it like? Is it curly? Love a curly bangs. If you've got curly hair, it doesn't mean you can't have a fringe or bangs. It's actually super cute. I really like it. I wish I was curly, but I am not. As you can see, I've got lots of hair, lots of it, and it's very thick. So I have to be careful with cutting it. When I cut it, first of all, I ask my hairdresser to do it, and it's cut in a feathering manner, which means that instead of being cut straight like this, like blunt, right in it with scissors, my hairdresser cuts it in almost a layering form, so that the ends bits of the fringe are light and wispy, if that makes sense. So that makes it light and easier to move around. You don't have to obsess about your fringe being perfectly straight and down and not gappy and all. That way it always looks kind of cute. Another trick, I do not slip with my fringe down. I always pin it up, which makes me look like a crazy person, and I apologize for all my dates that had to wake up next to this weird pigeon-like face, because yeah, so I cannot, that's the big reveal. I pin it down and up and down, so it does not go in my products or in my forehead. It does not get as greasy as it should if I had to sleep with it. So I pin it up. So when I wake up, the fringe has the shape. It kept the shape of, you know, being slept on backwards. So it's not good at all. So usually, yeah, in the morning I wake up like this. It's never perfect. Alright, so what I do with it then is that I just blow dry it down very easily. For that, let me look presentable a little bit more. So I've got this little brush, bought it in London for £2 or something in Boots. Very easy. Has to be quite thin, like a skinny round brush. Not so big, because you don't want to have a huge round shape like this. I used to do it with a big round brush because it was the only one that I had, and first of all I was scratching my forehead whilst doing it, so that's, you know, learned the hard way. But so curly, thin, skinny brush, easy. A blow dryer, everybody has one, I hope. And what I do, I kind of start down and do this motion while I blow dry it super easily. Everybody has done it before. And then I do the top part. Alright, now I'm gonna show you. Before, actually, I'm gonna wet my hair, so I'm not cheating. I am not pretending that I'm doing it and it's already styled. I'm gonna start from scratch. So, come back in a minute. And we're back with a wet fringe. So, I start off with this. Actually, what I'm doing here, when I take this side bits, again, cutting info, it's longer on the edges because it frames the face a little bit more. I have a face already wide on, you know, this part is wide enough. If it was cut shorter here, it would not look cute on me. So, and as a general rule, it feels more it looks more natural when the edges are a little bit longer. But it means that when I blow dry it, I have to kind of try and curl it that way. So it's just a nice frame. So I'll show you again. Even though it looks a little bit crazy at first, then it's gonna move nicely. So one more, and then the top part, and I really round it at the end, so it does not end up in my eyes. I think we are pretty good. As you can see, now you can tell, after I've been just blow dried, I gave it a round-ish shape, so it does not stay in my eyes because I hate it. So that's right, it's just a straight, equal fringe, but there's many more ways to style it. That would be my go-to, easy, daily, but I can also style it with a little gap, so like an open fringe. Alright, so if I want to really have a space between the fringe, I would intensify a little bit the curling on the sides. Let's do that once more. Can you tell that I'm not a hairdresser?
Yes.
Alright, so that would be yeah, the open, cuter version. Works really well with a pony because it's already, you know, that's the real frame. Kind of like it like that. Whereas if it's, you know, down, then it's a little bit heavy. But open, you know, it moves. The wind, you know, goes through. It's very natural. We want to keep it natural, effortless. Effortless. We're French, remember. All right, so that would be for the heat styling. Then it's not over because we're effortless, but we're high maintenance. So before, usually when I come out of the shower, I apply this little magical product, which is actually called Miracle Leave-In Conditioner. It's from the brand. It's called It's a 10. It's definitely a 10 in my life. It's an easy leave-in conditioner. I put it everywhere, all over my hair, and I buy it every time I go to New York, because I think you can order it on Amazon, but I buy it in New York for like $7 at Walgreens. Bought that one in Walgreens. It's not sponsored. Alright, so I spray it everywhere. Not on the roots though, because it's still a conditioner, but you know, to give my hair a little shine, a little conditioning. Even on the first day of washing my hair, I will use this dry shampoo by KLORANE, of course, because it's gotta be a little representing the country a little bit. So KLORANE, which is a staple. If you know a little bit about French pharmacy, you cannot ignore that product. You cannot. I use the one that is for dark hair, so it has a little hint of color, because I'm a dark blonde, light brown. Still, I will take the hint of color in this, because I don't want a white cast, especially with a fringe, because white cast on a fringe, no, that's a no-go. So I spray it right after I blow dried my hair on the first day of washing it, as I said, because you want to keep it cleaner longer. All right, so that's enough. Then I just, you know. So it gives, obviously, all of a sudden, a little volume that we want. We want the volume, we want the fringe to be light. It has to move on its own, it has to be fresh, and, you know, it has to be independent. My fringe is French also, it's independent. So, dry shampoo. It will also keep the shape a little bit. I don't use hairspray, ever. There's no fighting against the fringe. You have to let it fly around. So, but still, no hairspray, but the dry shampoo will help it, you know, to stay in a nice position. So this is what I do. And then I think we have it. It's super easy. It's actually, feels like I've got a huge amount of steps, but it's that easy. And there we go. Thanks for watching.